and welcome to this AE Basics tutorial in which we're going to start looking at the paint function in Adobe After Effects. Now I've got a new composition open and a standard solid layer, and I'm going to go from the selection tool over here to the brush tool just here. You'll notice it's got a keyboard shortcut, Control B. I'm going to click the brush tool and instantly you'll see that panels start to open up in the workspace. I've got the brushes panel and I'm just going to move it right up so we can see all of that, and the paint panel. Now we're going to start looking at these over the next few tutorials so you can get an idea of what's going on and how to use them. Now the first thing is, if I actually try and click in the actual window here, nothing's going to happen. I can't select a brush and start painting. If I just click, I'm just going to move the layer around, Control Z. Quite often you'll get a warning saying you can't actually paint in this panel. And this is because all painting, including the roto brush tool, must happen in the layer panel. So what you need to do if you want to do any painting is select the layer, double click it, and then it opens up in its layer panel and you'll see immediately I've got the brush. Now these are my brushes here, and this down here in the paint panel is the colour it's going to paint with, so I can change that to any colour I want. So let's make it a nice bright red so it's very obvious. And I can select any of these preset brushes. So I've got this standard preset brush, you'll see it's soft round 35 pixels, and I can click and drag and create a line. If I want to change it and do a different line, a different colour, I can simply change it immediately down here. So go to blue, click OK, and then I can change the next line to blue. So you can do that very easily. You can choose different types of brushes. So this one is smaller but harder. So if I click on that one, I get a very hard edge. Whereas this one you can see has got a very soft edge, this one's got a very hard edge. And you'll see that there are different types of brushes to be used in different types of ways, and we can always change the colour as we wish as we go through to get different looks entirely as we're moving through. Now in this particular tutorial I just want to go through this particular panel here. We've got all the brushes up here that they've given us. I'm going to Control Z a few times to get rid of some of these paintings that I've done, so there's nothing done, but you'll see that I've got the option to be able to stylize or create a custom brush, so I can make its diameter a lot bigger. I can change its angle by moving around here, its roundness, so whether it's completely round or whether it's very very thin and narrow. So let's make it really thin and narrow. How hard it is. At the moment it's very soft, but if I go up to 100% it's completely hard. So you can choose its softness and its hardness, and we're saying its spacing is at 25%. What does that mean? Well, let's just do a little bit of painting with that. So if I click and drag 25%, if I take it up say to 200% and drag, you'll see that I've actually got spaces between the lines. And if I want no spaces at all, I can actually turn it down to 1, and then no matter what I do I'm going to get sort of a constant flow all the way through. You can actually turn spacing off. So if I take it back to its 25% default and I pull through, so that's the default, it's the same as this one over here, so that's default. But if I turn spacing off and start to pull through, you'll see that I actually got quite a spacey look, if you like. So spacing is there to be able to allow you to create a very highly stylized look. You can take it right up. Let's just change the colour so you can see it. Let's go to a dark blue now. So if I now got that, that's 439. As I start to pull through, you'll see the spacing is quite huge. Or alternatively, as say, we can take it right down to 1, where we're going to get a very full colour instantly coming through. Okay, I'm going to take it back to its default setting of 25. So what if I've created a brush that I really like, that does exactly what I want, and I might want to reuse it many times over? Well, you simply click this little button here. It says Save Current Settings as New Brush, and you click on it. You get the option to be able to name it. I'm going to leave it with the standard name, Soft Elliptical 53 Point Brush, and click OK, and you'll see there it is there, Soft Elliptical 53 Point Brush. And if you're not happy with the brush and you say, you know what, I don't think I'm ever going to use that one again, if you actually go to the panel menu just here and click the panel menu down, you'll see that you have the option to actually delete a brush or even rename it. So if I click delete, are you sure you want to delete it? And click delete, that brush is now gone, and I can change its settings. So say 53 was too small and I want it even bigger, and I wanted it slightly harder, and I wanted to change the angle around, and I wanted the spacing to be really high. So I've changed it completely. Of course I can save it as a new brush and call it whatever I want to call it. So I'm going to call it Spaced Brush, just for example. Click OK, and now that brush will start to create a new look in my scene. And if I want to get rid of it, I can either get rid of it here, or if I even want to, I can rename it, and you can even create a new brush directly from here, giving it a new name. So that's how we can create and customize brushes. In the next tutorial, we're actually going to start to look at some of the options down here in the paint panel, where we can start to look at particularly things like blend modes. My name's Andrew Devis, and thank you for watching.